Welcome to another episode of a Let's Play AI Realm, where I play as Plazma, a half fairy, half dragon hybrid who's just trying to make his way in the world. Now, the last recording I made didn't work out as well, so I won't be narrating as I go along. I apologize in advance. I swing my short sword in a wide, sweeping arc, aiming to drive the creatures back and create some space. I strike at the closest creature, and my blade cuts deep into its flank and it lets out a pained yelp. It staggers back but doesn't fall, its yellow eyes burn with fury. Then the scholar finally manages to uncork his vial and drinks it hastily. A faint shimmer passes over him and some color returns to his face. He's stabilized for now, though still badly wounded. The first creature, wounded and angry, lunges at me again. With my shield raised, it misses completely. The second creature circles around, trying to flank me once more. It snaps at my exposed side, and its fangs sink into it. A wave of cold numbness washes over me as my vision tunnels. The forest spins, and I collapse to my knees, then onto my back. The world goes silent except for the ragged sound of my own breathing and the distant cracking of bones. A surge of defiant energy floods my veins. My eyes snap open. I gasp, coughing as life rushes back into my body. I'm prone on the ground but alive. The two wolf-like creatures loom over me, snarling. The violet wisp has drifted directly above me, pulsing rapidly with light. I scramble back to get some space, putting about 10 feet between me and the nearest creature. I'm still prone, but now I have a little breathing room. The scholar, seeing me rise, shouts, "Hold on!" He fumbles in his pack and pulls out a small, smooth stone engraved with runes. He hurls it towards the creatures. It lands between them and erupts in a flash of bright white light and a deafening bang. Both creatures recoil, shaking their heads and snarling in confusion. They seem temporarily blinded and deafened. They won't be able to see or hear clearly for a few moments. The first creature stumbles forward blindly, swiping at where it last sensed me. It misses in its blind rage, and the second creature likewise misses. I hurl a rock into the bushes behind them, and it crashes through leaves and twigs with a loud rustle. Both creatures whip their heads toward the sound, snarling and snapping at the empty bushes. Their attention is fully diverted, for now. The scholar takes advantage of the distraction. He scrambles to his feet, limping heavily, and moves to my side. "Can you stand? We need to run, now." The creatures continue to snap at the bushes where the rock landed, confused by the noise and their impaired senses. I get up and follow the scholar away from the creatures. Together we crash through the undergrowth, putting distance between us and the snarling creatures. After a frantic minute of stumbling over roots and ducking low branches, we burst into a small, sun-dappled glade where a shallow stream trickles over mossy stones. The sounds of pursuit fade behind us. For now, we seem to have lost them. The scholar collapses against a large boulder, breathing hard. His leg is badly mangled and he's lost a lot of blood, but the potion he drank earlier seems to have stabilized him for the moment. He looks at me with wide, grateful eyes. "Thank you," he gasps. "I thought I was done for." "My name is Elric. I'm a scribe warden of the Lunar Quill." He gestures weakly to the emblem on his tunic, the crescent moon and crossed quills. "Those creatures, they are called bone crackers, twisted things, not natural wolves. Something in this forest is changing them." He glances nervously back the way we came. "We can't stay here long. They hunt by scent. Do you have any healing? Any supplies?" I focus inward, drawing on my fighter's resilience. A surge of stamina flows through me. My wounds knit slightly, and the throbbing pain in my side dulls to a manageable ache. Elric watches me with a mix of awe and relief. "Remarkably," he murmurs. "I've read of such martial endurance, but rarely seen it in first hand." He rummages in his pack and produces a small cloth bundle. Unwrapping it reveals two vials of crimson liquid. "Heal- Healing potions," he says, offering one to me. I had three. I used one back there. Take this. You risk your life for me. Elric drinks the other potion himself. Color returns to his cheeks and he sighs in relief. That should hold me until we reach safety. He looks at me intently. You're not from around here, are you? I saw the way you moved, and those eyes. You're different. What brings you to the moon's forest? Is the lunar quill part of the mysticologists? Elric's expression shifts, a flicker of caution, then a slow nod. In a manner of speaking, he says, keeping his voice low. The lunar quill is an independent chapter. We record the forest secrets, track celestial alignments, and preserve old lore. Some of us share interests with the mysticologists, but we are not of them. We answer to the forest itself and to the moon. He glances upward, where the waxing crescent is just visible through the canopy. The mysticologists in their mountain libraries, they seek to understand magic, to dissect it. We scribe wardens seek to preserve it, to listen. He touches the emblem on his tunic. This mark means we are sworn to record truth without altering it. His gaze sharpens on me. Why do you ask? Are you aligned with the mysticologists, or perhaps with the other side? There's no malice in his tone, only wary curiosity. In the distance, a low crack, crack, crack echoes, faint, but getting closer. Elric tenses. We should keep moving. My outpost isn't far from here, a hidden sanctuary warded against such creatures. We'll be safe there to talk. He pushes himself upright, testing his weight on his uninjured leg. Will you accompany me? I decide to follow him to his sanctuary. He leads me along the stream, then veers off onto a nearly invisible game trail. After about 10 minutes of careful travel, during which the crack, crack, crack sounds fade behind us, we arrive at what appears to be a sheer, moss-covered rock face. Elric presses his palm against a specific stone, and with a soft click, a section of the rock swings inward, revealing a narrow passage. Inside, the air is cool and smells of old paper, ink, and dried herbs. The outpost is a single circular chamber carved into the living stone. Shelves line the walls stuffed with scrolls, leather-bound journals, and strange artifacts. Feathers that glow faintly, jars of shimmering dust and polished stones etched with celestial maps. A small hearth sits cold in the center with a kettle hanging above it. A cot is tucked into one corner, and a writing desk stands opposite, covered in notes and star charts. Ulrich bolts the hidden door behind us and lights an oil lamp. The warm light pushes back the gloom. Welcome to the Crescent Scriptorium, he says, gesturing around. One of several way stations we maintain. Here we are shielded from prying eyes, and from whatever is twisting the forest creatures. He limps back to a cabinet and retrieves a water skin and some hardtack, offering me both. You saved my life out there. I owe you answers at the very least. Ask what you will. He studies me again, his eyes lingering on my features, the draconic hints in my stature, the intensity of my gaze. But first, who are you? And what brings a half-dragon into the heart of the moon's forest? How can you tell I'm a half-dragon? What think you of my other half? Elric gives a faint, knowing smile. The eyes hold a fire that is not entirely mortal. Your posture carries a weight, a presence, that speaks of scales and wings in your bloodline. And the way you shrugged off wounds that would have felled a full human. Yes, I've read enough bestiaries and met enough mysticologists to recognize draconic heritage. He takes a slow sip of water, his expression turning thoughtful. As for your other half, that is less clear. Your resilience in the face of death, the way that violet wisp reacted to you, it did not flee, it waited. That suggests something touched by the Fae, or perhaps something older. He sets down his cup and leans forward slightly. Violet wisps are rare. They manifest where violence has spilled blood or a soul has been torn. They are drawn to tragedy, but also to potential. That one led you to me. It did not guide the bone crackers away. It guided you toward the conflict. Ulrich's tone is clinical, observational, the voice of a scholar recording phenomena. There is no fear in his eyes, only deep curiosity. I think, he says slowly, you are a child of two worlds that seldom meet, dragon and fairy. That makes you either a wonder or a warning. He pauses. Which is it, traveler, and what do you seek in these woods? Outside, the forest is silent save for the distant trickle of the stream. I seek purpose. I have lived in the forest and snowfire in the north for my entire childhood. I wish to see what I could make of myself. Elric listens intently, his scholar's demeanor softening into something more paternal. Purpose, he echoes. A noble pursuit, and a rare one in these times. He gestures to the scrolls around him. Many who come to the moon's forest seek treasure, power, or secrets to sell. Few seek purpose. He studies me for a long moment, as if weighing a decision. The forest is stirring, he says at last. The bone crackers are just one symptom. Something is corrupting the natural order, twisting beasts, unsettling the wisps, and even affecting the trees. He points to a detailed sketch on his desk. A gnarled oak with silver runes, similar to those I saw earlier, but in the drawing some of the runes are blackened, as if burned from within. I came out here to investigate these corrupted runes. The learner Quill believes they are linked to an ancient disturbance, a veil tear, some of our oldest texts call it, a place where the boundary between our world and elsewhere grows thin. He looks at me squarely. You have the blood of two magical lineages. You survived an encounter with that which should have killed you, and you are seeking your own path. He spreads his hands. I could use your help. If you aid me in finding the source of this corruption, documenting it, understanding it, perhaps we can stop it, and perhaps you will find a piece of that purpose you are looking for. He doesn't press. He simply waits, his offer hanging in the quiet of the scriptorium. Are the bone crackers more twisted versions of the werewolves? Elric's eyes narrow thoughtfully. An astute question, but no. There's something else entirely. He rises and pulls a heavy bestiary from a shelf, flipping to a page marked with a ribbon. The illustration shows a gaunt, wolf-like creature with glowing yellow eyes and unnaturally rigid limbs. Beneath it, the label reads Bone Cracker, corrupted beast type. Werewolves, he explains, are nocturnal beast fairies, protectors of nature, bound by lunar cycles and ancient pacts. They are intelligent, often honorable, and they serve the balance of the wilds. He taps the bone cracker sketch. These are not fairy touched. They are broken. Their bones crack because something is forcing them to move in ways their bodies were never meant to. They feel no pain, no fear, only hunger and a mindless drive to destroy. He closes the book. I believe they are ordinary forest wolves twisted by exposure to the corrupted runes, the same energy that blackens the silver glyphs on the trees. It warps living flesh as well. Elric looks grim. If whatever is causing this spreads, it won't be just wolves. It could be bears, deer, even people. He meets my gaze. That's what I'm trying to prevent. Will you help me track this corruption to its source? If we're gonna be putting a stop to the corrupted wolves, you should understand something about other wolves. The werewolves aren't the Fae themselves, just changed by them. I don't know any more. That's just what my mother told me when I was young. Elric nods slowly, a spark of scholarly interest lighting his eyes. Your mother was correct, and that's a nuance many overlook. Werewolves are not fairies themselves, they are beasts or humans changed by the touch of a nocturnal beast's fairy. It is a blessing, or a curse, bestowed, not an innate nature. He makes a quick note on a scrap of parchment. That distinction is important. It means the corruption affecting the bone crackers is fundamentally different. This isn't a fairy's gift gone wrong. This is an infection, a violation of natural law. He sets the quill down and looks at me with renewed respect. You carry more than power in your blood. You carry knowledge. Even fragmented, it has value. Elric stands and begins gathering supplies from the shelves. A small silver chased lantern, a vial of glowing dust, a leather-bound journal, and a slender wand tipped with a moonstone. If you are willing, he says, we should begin before the trail goes cold. The corrupted runes are strongest at night, but we can scout their locations by daylight and return after dusk to take readings. He offers me the journal. Your task, should you choose to accept it, record what you see, sketches, observations, anything unusual. I will handle the arcane measurements. He pauses at the hidden door, hand on the bolt. This won't be without danger, but if we succeed, you'll have done more than find purpose. You'll have saved this part of the forest from a blight. I think I'll leave it at that, and I'll see you next time. Hit the like button for more, and may the moon watch over your path.